Do il benvenuto a René Pancoque, CEO di Human. È stato dal 96 al 2001 Senior Engagement Manager presso McKinsey & Company a Monaco di Baviera in Germania. Dal 2002 è titolare amministratore delegato della Human e ascoltiamo il suo speech dal titolo Tecnologie produttive avanzate per superfici di mobili di alta qualità. Prego.
Hello, yes. Thank you for the introduction and a very warm welcome from my side here. I know the day is now going to close, so I hope to motivate some of you to come here to see this presentation. We have seen very many great surfaces and great designs today, and I would like to show you a little bit what are
It's our event.
Very good. Yes, thank you for the introduction again. So, warm welcome here. And as I started saying, I would like to show you this afternoon how to produce these great designs, these great surfaces that we've seen from a lot of participants here and creators. And we would like to show you the best way of industrial production of these surfaces. So great quality and industrial scale. Thank you. So basically, I am starting with a very brief introduction of the company Human and would then continue with 4 case studies of industrial production lines, which are all dedicated to specific great quality products. So starting with Wren Kitchens, a UK-based billion euros kitchen manufacturer with high quality kitchens to an affordable price with Human's CCI technology. So we say world best high gloss technology for surfaces. I will then continue with Egger in Poland, a double bell press, complete industrial press line for the economical production of high quality kitchen worktops. Then continue with a laminating line for kitchen worktops and furniture boards at a different customer, and finish with digital decor and digital structure printing. And this is probably going to be the most growing and fastest growing area where a lot of interest is there, because we can create basically, we are not the designers, we need you and the great surfaces that you think of, but we can supply the technology how to produce these in an economical way. So let's go into it. We are Human, the family-based business in Bielefeld, Germany. We're around 200 people with a lot of engineers and designers for machines and for processes. Sales of around 50 to 60 million euro, and you see here 2 of our sites. So very important for all customers is on the left corner our 2,500 square meter technical center, lab center, where we have all machines and all technologies ready for you to come to visit us and to produce your own material, your own surfaces, and see how that works on an industrial scale. Yeah, basically it's a quite old company, so you see this old guy there. No, I'm talking about the one on the left. My great-grandfather founded a company, so family-owned since 1892. And the core competencies, so main things we're focusing on, is flat materials, surfaces. We've talked about surfaces the whole day. We are the guys who produce the surfaces, and basically all the materials that you've been talking to are not unknown to us. So coating, pressing, printing for edges, for HDF, for MDF, for HPL surfaces, main focus wood-based material industry, but also some metals and some other areas. Here you see the branches, as we call it, the industry branches that we are serving. So flooring and furniture is basically 80% of what we're doing. That's the most important ones. Then obviously decorative laminates is part of furniture basically. Panel producing industry in total, building materials and engineered wood. And how do we do that? This is the summary of the different production methods that we're using. So we can basically say we have different kinds of press systems, press systems, as well as coating systems for liquid coating, for laminating, and especially for digital printing and digital printing design, the color, your design, as well as the corresponding structure to it. Yeah, what we also do is to supply complete lines. I will just show an example later on, a complete line, not just a press, but the total line, which can be in a length of up to 300, 400 meters, a total big production hall, where we do the complete installation of full lines, as I said, on a very high industrial level. Also, obviously, service, spare parts, and industrial intelligence, which is necessary to keep those lines efficient and running well. Here you see some of the references I've talked about. So we basically serve the whole furniture industry from the highest quality level to the biggest mass producers like IKEA and their suppliers, as well as door industry, surface, flooring, skirting boards, and some outliers in terms of plastic or other materials that also form boards and have surfaces and designs on them. So now to go into the products and show you some examples. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction here, I think. We come to the case studies. So we will start with liquid coating, and liquid coating can be at a very low level, but it also can be at the highest quality level, and that's what we are focusing on. And we're starting with a good customer of ours, case study 1, Wren Kitchen, high quality kitchen furniture with Humann CCI technology. CCI stands for Calendar Coating Inert, and I will just start to explain a little bit what is the basic idea and the technology behind it. It may get a little bit more technical than what we've seen before, but in the end, if you want to create the best designs in the world, you also need to manufacture them in a good way with not too high costs on a square meter and with a very good quality in terms of surface, scratch resistance, and things like that. So you see here an article that you can check when it's interesting, check it out later. You see some pictures of the Humann line installed in Wren Kitchen. This is a completely new built area. It is very impressive if you visit this production area, because the big Human line is only a very small part of the total newly installed factory from Wren Kitchen in the UK. And you see here Wren Kitchen, high quality kitchen furniture, some designs here. Which are the best designs is something that we don't want to judge. That's obviously up to our customers. But we do believe that the customer Wren Kitchen is doing a good job in manufacturing, as we said, high quality end products, high quality kitchens to quite reasonable and affordable prices. So how does that work? What is basically the idea and the main process behind the CCI technology? Calender coating inert, world-class, high gloss. We typically apply the high gloss on a finished melamine board. So it may be typical HDF, MDF. It can be chipboard with melamine coated, or it is also possible to use HPL or CPL as a basis, and then have a normal S60 finish and add world-class high gloss with liquid coating on top of these melamine-faced surfaces. We do production of high gloss and super matte with anti-fingerprint surfaces with inert foil structuring, and we achieve an extremely high surface resistance thanks to the inert UV curing. Inert curing means we apply the lacquer and we apply a high gloss foil onto the lacquer, and the UV curing is then done through the foil, so in a system where there's no air and therefore no oxygen contact to the surface. And in this case, we get a much higher percentage of double binds if we go into a chemical situation, and therefore a very good performance of the surface. The whole line can be combined with a Excimer UV system for matte surfaces. Other option is using matte surfaces also with a matte foil. Now I will show the process a little bit more in detail. So you see here on the left side a very, as we say, world-class high gloss material coming out of the calendar. You can see this, and this is the typical way to judge the surfaces by using it as a mirror, looking into some kind of light effects, and then seeing whether you have very sharp edges to everything that is mirrored in your surface, or some blurry effects, which obviously all our competition have only blurry effects, for sure. So that is really what we feel high gloss, world class. And it works this way. You have a melamine board here, you apply lacquer, and then the foil and cure through the foil. So it looks like this. The board runs through, is applied with a lacquer on the first machine, then the high gloss foil is attached, and the lacquer is cured through the foil, so inert curing. This is an overview which I just leave for you to have a short look at. I will not try to convince you with all these figures. I think the only very important question or saying here is, if you look at figures, at big figures on an industrial scale, you have a line that can produce up to 3 million square meters per year. You will get very good savings in terms of cost per square meter as compared to other technologies. So we see this as an advantage for top surfaces and at the same time in a very efficient and economic way. So what are the advantages in total of the inert curing? You have much better micro scratch resistance and chemical resistance. You have a very high flexibility. You can either use high gloss foil, you can use matte foil, you can use Excimer, so it is easy to change over from one run to the other in different surfaces. Handling is much easier than a typical curtain coating system. Running costs, as I said, less costs per square meter. And very important, obviously, not only quality, but also reliability. When your process is run in, you have very high stability, so you can run it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and you will always get the same quality out of the process, which is basically very similar to the process safety, as I said, stability and reliability. Yeah, so this was one example case study for how to get best-in-class high-gloss surfaces. Now coming to our second case study, we are talking about the production of kitchen worktops, and the production of kitchen worktops really on a high scale. For those of you who have seen such productions, I think there are small worktops from a room the size of this audience where you can produce small amounts in a small press, but you can also do it on a very high level, and this is what I want to show you here. And with high level, I mean high speeds, high throughput, and only 2 or 3 operators for huge amounts to produce. Double belt press for economical production of kitchen worktops. So the real core of this production line is the double belt press that you see here. It is basically a similar type of press as those that you know from production of chipboard or MDF, HDF, with the difference that we run through those already prefabricated chipboards and add the typical laminate layer for kitchen worktops. In the same line, we add the edges, we cut the boards, and we put them into the final stacks and final ready for shipment. So how does it look like? These are final results from Egger. So again, we are working for the production of best designs of very nice surfaces. This is what we've been talking about the whole day today. But we need to bruise them, and we believe Egger is one of the biggest and most economical producers while still having great surfaces, as you see here. The double belt press that I'm going to show you in the line in 1 minute has a lot of advantages over other stop-and-go products. So we have a combination of continuous press technology with the classical surface bonding, but we have a continuous process, and typical continuous processes, once they're run in, are stable and reliable, while every batch process has possibilities, risks, that there may be changes from one batch to the other, which you do not want. Yeah? So we have reliable and reproducible quality. Yeah? We have the possibility to use different glue systems. So from the typical PVAC adhesives, also very cost-effective UF resins are possible. And due to the high capacity and the fast throughput, we have the lowest piece production costs possible in this industry. So in total, I think this is the summary high efficiency due to savings in material, energy, and labor costs. So how does that look like? I think with this picture, if you take a look at it, you can see that there is a lot of process technology integrated in such a line, and the whole line will be delivered, installed, including a complete automation system from Himen. So basically, the whole line that you see here is more than 300 meters long. You have feeding system with boards up to 5 meters and up to 2 meters 60 width, so full board stacks that come in. We have then sawing into pieces, typically the double width of a kitchen worktop, sawing into length depending on the order size, edge sealing from both sides, and then this is the section with the double bell press, glue application, laminate feeding. Yeah. The press itself, edge cutting, we have installed in this case 3 diagonal saws for high-speed cutting, front edge, back edge. Then there is a buffer flipping on the other side, post-forming, sealing, flipping back, quality control, and then single packaging or stack packaging depending on the order size. The order comes in automatically from the ERP system of the customer and is produced directly until the final stack here to the order of the ERP system. So this is really highly automated industrial way to produce kitchen worktops. Obviously with your best designs, as I said, which we are taking and producing here. Case study 3, next example, laminating lines for kitchen worktop furniture boards. So you know probably these shelves. There are several manufacturers, but there's also one big manufacturer coming from Nordic countries. So this type of furniture is the mass-produced furniture. And also for mass-produced furnitures, you need some nice designs. You need designers with good ideas. But the focus is obviously on a nice design, including a very economical way to produce it. And in this case, the typical choice is laminating a foil onto the chipboard. So we are typically not speaking about MFC surfaces, but about pre-impregnated foils that are then glued to the surface. And therefore, to do this in an economical way, Himen has developed a new complete system which is doing laminating and edge wrapping. And this is what I want to present here a little bit. You can also see that we have done some work inside the machine, but we've also done some new work outside of the machine. This is also a new design, hopefully also with nice surfaces, but especially with a nice machine design. Laminating and wrapping line. This is the prototype in the workshop at Himen. You see a board running through, and it is automatically milled from the backside, and after the backside milling, laminating top and bottom, the edge will be automatically wrapped from both sides. Here you see the intermediate product, and this is basically the complete laminating, milling, and wrapping line, which is now in 4 customer situations in production and running at high speeds up to 55 meters per minute. So you can calculate in a several shift operation, you will get quite a number of square meters out of that. So double-sided lamination units, including the platform, automatic foil splicing. That means you can switch over from one foil to the other, from one design to the other without stopping the machine. Foil cutting and typical application areas. Kitchen worktops can also work, but also furniture boards, flat lamination without edge wrapping, or as we just mentioned here, flat lamination including edge wrapping. Yeah, so this is, as an example, how such a line can look like. Laminating from bottom, laminating from top, and the complete edge wrapping unit in one single line. Obviously, we supply also feeding, stacking, and further processing after that. This is the core machine of such a line. Yeah, now we come to our last case study, digital decor and structure printing. We can say that the digital printing has been a development in Hummen since 2008, 2009. So we're now more than 15, 16, almost 17 years into the development. And what you see here in this very nice article with a lot of digital printing in a kitchen area is in German what the flooring manufacturers can do, furniture can do even better. Yeah, my short translation. And this means basically that for the first, I would say, 10, 12 years, the main focus of our digital printing in Hummen was the flooring industry. Especially for those of you who know a little bit about the flooring industry with the growing area of SPC flooring, vinyl flooring. There have been a lot of demand in digital printing and digital structuring that you see here. But in the latest years, we have more and more demand from furniture producers. And this was very interesting to hear the speech of the person who was here from ARPA just before me, because all of his really great designs are obviously something that we would like to show how to produce that very economically small lot sizes, but still in high speed and in good quality. And basically that is something that this case study is showcasing. So how to produce great designs and great surfaces for the furniture industry using digital technology. What you see here is basically print heads from below, so the inside of a machine. And if you see here, one of these bars is one color. So the Hummen digital printers start with 4 colors in the basic setup and go up to 12 colors in case you have great designs where you need different colors and more flexibility. And on the top is a small structure printer. We call it the DLE, the digital lacquer embossing. That is our owned brand for that. So Hummen DLE, as you see there. And what you can do with it is something like this, what you see there on the left. So basically you can do designs and structures without the color underneath, with a basic unicolor, or you have a design where you have any kind of wood or, as we said, AI structure fitting to underneath laying printing design. So basically, we've just had a short discussion after the last speech here, and I think what most of the furniture producers are now thinking with AI coming into play, everybody can do a design, but, and I think this is the big but, not everybody has a real taste and knows what designs are good and where maybe the AI has done something that may look good for one person, but basically is not fitting into the design world. We as a machinery producer, we can also use AI to do some kind of design, but this is not our main focus. We want to supply you with the machinery to produce those designs that you, with your know-how, choose. And the world is big. The world is has a lot of opportunities. We want to give you these technical opportunities and let you design what you would like to have. Yeah, so I think this is basically the end of my fourth case study. This, what you see here, just as last idea, is how such a line can look like, and I will just flip through fast. This is the setup of the boards and correspondingly the machines that you need for that. So you start with a board, you have a primer on it, you have a base coat, you do the digital printing onto that board, you have a primer, adhesive, some wear layer or a wear layer and a film, and then structure layer, the DLE ink, as we just said, and in the end, you get the top coat to receive your final result. Yeah, so basically, these are some examples. What are the advantages? You can do all your designs in every finish and every possibility digitally. You get best-in-class synchronous structure from the DLE system. Wide structures and deep structures are possible, keeping all surface performance parameters. So if you add aluminum oxide, if you have other options for the surface, you keep as it is before, but include your structure. Reliable equipment, flexible applications. I just leave these examples to take a look at. That is all done with Human digital technology. So you see that the variety is, the possibility is very great, very big. It basically depends on you. Impressive haptics and optics. So the summary is very easy. Human offers advanced production technologies for high-quality surfaces and furniture, surfaces and edges, liquid coating, high-gloss, double bell presses, laminating lines, and digital structure and decor printing. It's up to you to take the advantage of this technology to decide which are the right designs to feed it with and to produce them in world-class quality and the most economical way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pankowke. I have a question, a personal question, not technical question. You are now at the fourth generation, you said.
Yes.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility to carry on the business family? And what does it mean to you for the present and for the future of Human?
Yeah, that's a question that a lot of people ask. Obviously, I ask myself the same. Yes, I mean, there is a very high responsibility for us, for the Human team, as I always say. I always happy for everybody who's joining the Human team and who works with us. And there is also a responsibility to carry forward. For me personally, it depends a little bit on what is happening in the family. I have three children, and two of them are now studying, one in direction of medicine, so that's a bit different. The second one is going in the engineering direction, so that maybe. And the third one is still in school, so we'll see what happens. But the most important thing is, I think, for the younger generation, even I have this responsibility. Still, the most important is that everybody has to decide for themselves and see what they want to do. We'll also find a different solution in case nobody wants to
That's important.
join there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.